Namaste. Welcome to Telugu Prajala Sakshi, me Sakshi TV, Nenu mi Bhargavi. Today we are here to host yet another session of our popular show, Vastu and the Graha Sastra, with the expert, prominent leader, a doctorate, a research scholar in the Shastra, the Vastu science, Dr. Dipika Sanghi Gupta ji. So, firstly, before we welcome her to, start discussing with us, I would like to take a moment to thank Sakshi, Telugu Prajala Sakshi, and Dr. Dipika ji and audiences for following our show and encouraging us. And I'm confident most of you have been able to make some changes to your lives and the way you live and the way you construct your home or live in your home by following these videos and sessions. Thank you all for following us passionately and wish you all the best. So let's welcome Dr. Dipika Sanghi Gupta ji to the show. Namaste Dipika ji, welcome to the show. How are you?
Namaste Bhargavi ji, thank you so much. I'm so good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Pleasure is mine. By His mercy, no complaints. Thank you so much.
That's good.
I know that last week's session, which I hosted, we were trying to focus more on questions about the origin of this Vastu Shastra or the Vastu science. We were trying to see if there are some truths versus, myths about what's going on or being, transmitted or discussed in the society or communities we live. So today, I'm thinking that we should ask Dr. Dipika ji most questions many of you may have, because as a normal, human or a citizen coming from India and following these age-old traditions, I do have a lot of questions. So I would like to start asking her questions today about the same thing, like if something is right or wrong. So let me get started. So Dipika ji, the very first question, I would like to ask you today is that when we are building a home, the house is expected to have a certain number of doors, windows, or steps if there's a staircase within. Is that a true fact or is it a myth? If it is true, is there any rule that the number should be like odd or even? Would you be able to provide some insight into this question, ma'am?
Well, this is totally a myth in today's modern day structures. Definitely Vastu used to have numbers for this, but now in modern day we cannot say that just make this much doors or this much windows, because today the lifestyle has changed. Now if I talk about US, we all have one garage door for sure. Sometimes some people have 3 garage doors, which is a necessity, right? And then we have one door opening into the foyer. Then there are back doors going into the patio, and then sometimes there is 1 or 2 more doors at the side doors, or a door from the garage also, right? So it depends on the necessity. See, Vastu has always been the science of architecture, but because of the invasions, as I said in the last show too, we have lost so much of knowledge and it became the science of spirituality, right? So but the Vastu, when it was written according to the, like it was written 10,000 years back, right? So according to that time it was written. Now what we are doing in modern day is that we are using those principles only, but converting them to the modern day necessities. So Vastu is more on the necessity rather than being, sticking to the rules, taking the formulas from there only and applying over here. So today, we all need, the windows are needed because, natural light is needed so much in the house. And then doors are made according to the necessity. Like we are on East Coast. There is a lot of heavy snowfall. So if let's say we have 2 cars or 3 cars, we need 3 car door garage, right? But if we have one, then the one will be in the snow, which is going to be tough. The next day, it's going to be tough to commute. So that is why we just use the principles of Vastu and apply in today's time. So in today's time, if I say number of doors, number of windows, number of stairs, then it is of no use at all. See, in earlier days, when we were talking about the, this mode of transportation, there were no cars, right? But today we have cars. So in earlier days, rich people used to have elephant, right? Above average people used to have horse. So in today's time, the elephant can be the very expensive cars. The horses can be the speeding cars, the racing cars, right? So we have to use the principles. Now today, in today's time, if an astrologer predicts that you will be having an, big luxurious vehicle. So at that time, 10,000 years back, people used to say that you will have an elephant. And now that elephant will be expensive cars. The astrology has never written cars anywhere, because at that time when the astrology was written, no cars used to be there. There used to be the rath, but no cars, right? So no usage of even the gas because ruts never used. The ruts were used as like horses were there on the ruts. So we have to use the principles, but applying to the modern day. So no ways that you have to fix that this much doors, this much windows, or this much steps. It's all okay.
Agreed. It makes so much sense to me now. The reason is we don't have control over what is being built in the current day, because whatever is available to us, we have to just, compromise. And this is exactly why, Dr. Dipika ji, I love the way, you give us remedies, because if I tell someone that this is how it is, and you must follow a certain rule, people cannot believe it. But you provide an explanation as to why a certain thing has to be this way and how a certain thing can be tweaked. Because to your point, we cannot live like how our ancestors used to live. Like they never even had clothes to wear. Matter of factly, they never even had better homes to live. So that explanation, right? I mean, the reasoning behind why a certain thing was done a certain way earlier, and now what can we do? So this is exactly what we expect from you and our audiences expect. So, dear viewers, if you really have such, inquisitiveness about these things, please pick up your phone and call Om Holistic Healings, and the number is 732-979-2080. So thank you, Dipika ji. And so let's get into our second question. So now in the modern homes, we see that there's a trend to paint the home in different rooms with different colors, right? Example, like if I had a baby girl, or if someone has a baby girl, they tend to paint the room in pink, and office room, study room, they are painted in different colors like gray, blue, depending on the person's taste or personality. So, but me, what I personally think is that in the past, like, right, our ancestors, they never had these colors to start with. So they would probably have this tuna, you may call the white paint. So how does it differ now? And does painting the rooms with different colors make an impact to the way we live or on our energy or health?
Yes, definitely. Paints play a very, very important role. And, sometimes, not sometimes, I'll say these days, the people have started making their homes as the kindergarten school, right? Like one room yellow, one room pink, one room blue. So sometimes when you go into the house, you feel that as if you have entered a school instead of a house, right? The walls should be very plain and clear. The wall should not be very heavy. And then the second, what the people are doing, which I don't think so is correct, is they paint even the ceiling also as, the colors, yellow, red, pink. So see, from the ceiling, the energy is entering the house, right? Because the energy moves from the North Pole to the South Pole, the magnetic field of energy. So when you paint these colors, then, they definitely tend to cut that positive energy. Never paint your ceilings in any other color, just only white. That's it. Either white or very, very light cream color. Don't paint your ceilings in any other color. This is the very, very important thing. The second thing is that, the paints, they play a very important role. See, we have now vast variety of colors. If I say red, we can have hundreds of reds, right? If I say blue, we can have hundreds of blues. So every color has energy attached to it. Now let's say in the Vastu we talk about the Panch Tattvas, right? So blue is the color of water, right? And if I put the water in the area where it needs heat, where it is the zone of fire, then definitely the fire and water both will be disturbed in the house, right? So let's say the sun moved from east to west and covering the south and the southwest, right? So the maximum heat of the sun is in the south area. So that is why it is said that make your kitchen in the south area, because there the sun is at its maximum and release maximum UV rays, which helps to kill the germs in the food. That is why the kitchens were made on the south wall. Now on the south wall, if I do the blue paint, which denotes water, so the heat which we are getting from the sun will get disturbed. See, the body needs all the 5 elements. You need air, you need heat, you need water, you need space. So everything is needed, right? You cannot say, okay, I only need water to survive. No, you need air also to survive, right? You need warmth also to survive, right? You cannot always be in cold. There are the changes of season and everything. So you need that also. And then you need the space element also to survive, right? So there are so much attached to this science, and then people do the colors here and there, and they definitely, create the disturbance. The second point is that colors are attached to one or the other planet, right? So, yes, the colors, like the blue is attached to the Saturn, right? So, again, then the Mercury is green, right? So, when you are doing, let's say, Mercury color is the green color, right? And Mars and Mercury are not friends with each other. So if in the zone of Mars you do the Mercury color, or if in the zone of Mercury you do the Mars color, then definitely that is again the disbalancing of the energy, because then you have placed their enemies over there, right? So colors play a lot of role. Don't make your houses the kindergarten school. Put the walls on the whiter side only. Yes, sometimes some colors are needed in some zones to, to make that zone more stronger and vibrant. For that, please consult a Vastu Shastri or a Vastu consultant. Don't put colors here and there like that. Because then there can be a lot of disbalancing of the energy.
That really made me think for a moment. I had this question, but the answer you gave is like really an eye-opener. Reason is like with my minimum knowledge, what, from science, right, the regular physical sciences, what we see is that every color, to your point, has its own energy. Like the green emanates some type of energy. Red has some energy. So everything is about energy, frequency, vibration in terms of, Einstein's relativity theory. So each color has its own frequency, wavelength, and energy. So if we use to paint our homes where we live in different colors, definitely, we are bringing in that negative energies or things that we really don't want to. So that's a very good eye opener for me. Deepika ji, audiences, I hope you're also following this and enjoying. You can Google, in fact, about colors and their frequencies and energy.
Yeah, because see the Vibgyor. If we go more scientific, see Vibgyor, right?
Yes.
Right. So Vibgyor. So there, if you put the spectrum, which we used to do the experiment when we were in the middle school. See, so every color has its own energy, frequency, vibration. And now today, many therapies are done through the colors only. So it is called color therapies, right? And then in body also, we have 7 chakras, which are connected to Vibgyor only, right? So when we do these colors here and there, then definitely we disturb the chakras also. So don't make your homes kindergarten, just make them home, because Home is a place where you have come to relax, where you have come to, regenerate your mind, body, aura, soul, and spirit. So don't try to come into contact of so many colors. Make it very simple, very gentle.
Yeah, so that really, takes me to another, question. When the human body, right, like these physical bodies we have a soul within, which is covered by this physical body, and this body, we call it a temple, and the house we live is really the cover for us, like the akasha or the sky, how it's covering the earth. So we have made our own, bodies. Of course, let's not talk about sickness or disease now. But when it comes to this home, which is nothing but a temple, now the roofs, when you were explaining that, something triggered this question. So the roofs, to your point, you were saying that you don't color them with any other different colors than white. But another question about the roof itself is that, can we have these designer roofs? Like these days, people love to have false ceilings. They're decorated with colors and they're, designed, in different, shapes like rectangle, square, whatever, whatnot, right? So is it allowed, or is it like a rule or some specific Shastra that tells us, or the Vastu Shastra, does it say anything about the shape and how the roof should be, not just the color, but the design and the architecture itself?
See, if I talk about the roof again, in today's time, if I say, okay, keep the roof very simple, which is not possible, right? People want to decorate their home, and which is the need also, right? Which is the fashion also, right? Right. So again, as Vastu is the science of architect, so we have, what we do is we take the rules and apply to the modern architect. So definitely, see, in earlier days, the roofs used to be very high, right? Because that creates, again, as sunlight was missing, that is why also the roofs used to be high, because then there is more air circulation, and then there is more sunlight coming into the home. But now today we have air conditioners, today we have panels, and then the solar systems. We have so many of things which we can balance the natural energy in the house. So that is why today, if we don't keep the roofs that high, that is okay. In earlier days, there were no fans, there were no air conditioners, so the people used to make higher ceilings, so that more rotation of the air inside the room, so that keeps the room cool also. That that is good system of balancing the inner temperature of a house. But today, thanks to the air conditioners, today thanks to the technology, fans and everything, and now today we can control the fan, air condition, everything through our mobile also, right? So today the technology has become very, very fast. And that is why, if we keep the ceilings a little bit lower, then that is okay. So, some rules, we have to take the rules, but definitely we have to use it with the common sense, and we have to apply to the modern architect. We cannot say, no. In the past, the roofs used to be like this. Today, the space has become very expensive. The land is very expensive as compared to olden days. And then at that time, the joint family system used to exist, which does not exist now. So if there are two sons in the house, they have to have two pieces of lands where the home will be built. Earlier, in one home, everybody used to stay, right? So the necessities have changed, the time has changed, technology has come. So there are so many factors involved in this, and we have to keep all those factors in mind, and then we have to use the rules and apply to the modern times. So that, you cannot say that, okay, according to the Vastu, only this happens. According to the Vastu, the center of the house should be open, so that there should be a lot of sunlight falling over there. Today, can we afford to do that? No, we cannot, right? So some rules are applicable, some are not. But how we are going to apply that rule? That, okay, the center of the house should be open. So what we do? The Brahmastan should be light, right? We will be having a roof, but still the Brahmastan should be very, very light. Because in earlier days also, the Brahmastan used to be very light. It used to be the very open ground, right? But today, in modern time, yes, we need to have a roof, but again, keep the Brahmastan very light, clean, and don't keep too much things on the Brahmastan. So rules are applied, but with the modern times. So similarly, if we talk about the roofs, so it's okay not to have those, high roofs.
Viewers, so now you should understand what Dr. Deepika ji is trying to tell us. She's not saying that because this was written 10,000 years ago with certain standards and rules, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you need to follow everything. There are certain things, definitely, like how she spoke about the colors and the zones or directions of the home, where to place objects, where not. So certain things certainly can be managed and controlled by us. And because of civilization and evolution, we have to, do certain things in a certain way. As Deepika ji aptly mentioned, we have very little space now. Space is expensive. She has explained it so very well that if you all understand the fact that she or not the Vastu Shastra is saying that this is a hard and fast rule and you must follow only this rule. All she's saying is there are rules, but however, because we have evolved as humanity so much, please, follow them, but also don't make your life terrible by thinking too much about, what's going on with these colors and all that stuff. Try to tweak it to the best of your abilities. And of course, there are remedies available if the house is not following all these things. Certain things are still allowed based on the modern way of living. So thank you, Deepika ji. That was a great answer for my question. And I'm loving this show because you're like almost, answering all my, questions and doubts that I've been having so far. I hope my audience and, viewers are also getting some, light from this. So let me move to the next question. Bathrooms, right? So that's a big question. And in fact, people may have already asked you this question, like your, who should I say, your, whoever, wants to ask you the question or come to you for a solution, they may have already asked you. But let me also ask this. So these days, with the modern culture, or, everybody, wants to have like one bathroom in every bedroom. So when we go see a house, if somebody is trying to buy a house, they're more focusing on, how many number of bathrooms does my home have, how many number of bedrooms, and how many bedrooms have bathrooms within them. And from my grandmother, if I remember correctly, she used to tell me that bathrooms emanate negative energy. So they have to be placed in the backyard. So back in the day, the backyards, the place for a bathroom would be only backyard. So now we have bathrooms everywhere in the home. So may I know your thoughts from Vastu Shastra, your what should I say, understanding of the placing of bathrooms, right, according to Vastu Shastra, Deepika ji?
See, Vastu was written thousands of years back, right? And basically, the Vastu was not written for the common man. The Vastu was written for the kings only, so that they can rule efficiently on their, on the people. And the second thing was that they can have like good surroundings, courage, and everything good to, so that nobody else come and conquer them, right? So the Vastu was actually written only for the royals and not for the common man. But with the time, we all have become the royals, right? We all use branded clothes, we all spend so much, and then traveling, and we all are living live life king size, right? We all are living on that plane. So slowly and slowly, Vastu came into the life of a common man. Otherwise, Vastu was not written for the common man. Now, the second thing is that even if you go to the kingdoms, because Vastu origination is in India, so if you go to the kingdoms also, you will never see any palace having a toilet in the in a palace. You will see the place of the shower. You will see that thing over there, and that also in the big drums or somewhere according to the place it has been made. Like something is made in the Rajasthan, another in the Tamil Nadu. So there will be a place where the queens and the king can have the shower. but
Wow.
no excretion place, right? Go to any palace, you will not find the place of excretion anywhere. So, slowly and slowly it started. Like if you go to, the palaces which were like way back, you will not find the place of excretion. Then slowly and slowly the place of excretion started, coming into the existence. But the common man always used to, wake up early in the morning before the sunrise and go out in the, forest area or in the woods to excrete. And then they used to go to the lake or a pond and have a bath over there. So before sunrises, everybody used to done with their daily course, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, in today's time, we cannot afford doing that, right? So the bathrooms, the toilets have started becoming in the house, construction in the house. So for that, again, we have to take a place which are okay for the excretion. The Vastu also talks about the medical health, right? About the
Yeah.
each and every body part. So
Mhm.
let's say, if I talk about the bathroom in the northeast, so
Mm.
northeast is actually the brain. Northeast is actually the place of meditation, from where the energy rises. Northeast is actually the place of Lord Shiva. So if a bathroom is made there, then just imagine what is the health of the house. And we human beings, wherever we reside, the energy of that place plays on our subconscious mind. So if we living in a place which is so dirty that at the place of Lord Shiva, where the temple should be made, meditation should be done, we are excreting. So what will happen to the people living in that area? So what will happen? They will not able to think properly. They will not able to take right decisions at right time. So, every result plays you in few ways. First, your physical level.
Okay.
Next is your emotional level. Then
Right.
mental level. And the fourth
Mm.
is your financial level. Right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if I talk of the toilet in the northeast, what will happen in the mental, first of all, physical level? So one can have the headaches because that is the zone of the brain, right? The second is emotional level. Now, where you have to actually preach Lord Shiva, you excreting there. So emotional level will definitely will get disturbed. Now the mental level. So when I am talking about mental level, I'm not talking about the brain, because I'm talking about one's creativity, intelligence, right?
Okay.
So the mental level will also get affected because you will not take the right decisions at right time, because the cosmic energy is missing in the house now. See, because you excreting at the place where the where it is the bundle of the energy, and where the place of the Lord Shiva, that is getting spoiled over there. So the cosmic energy is missing. So the mental level will not be that good, right? Now the science has also said that yes, the cosmic energy is also one. They have taken, yes, cosmic is an energy. They have started saying cosmic energy. So cosmic energy is needed in the home. So cosmic energy missing, totally missing, right? The financials may not get that much disturbed, because that zone has nothing to do with the finance. It is a zone of thinking, it is a zone of moral values, ethical values, zone of Lord Shiva, zone of your preaching, teaching, zone of your meditation, zone of your positive thinking. So that area will get affected. So a toilet over there, so we have to be very considerate. And see, in today's time, toilets will be here and there. So we have to do the remedies according to the color therapies, elements, and there are few other remedies which can cut the energy of the toilet from there. Like a very common remedy is that people put the silver wire around the toilet seat, right? So there are few, remedies which can help in cutting that energy over there. Though the toilet will be existing, but the energies can be cut out.
Okay, Deepika ji, thank you for coming to the show and giving us, some of your knowledge at least. And we'll be meeting more times and helping our audience with their questions. And my questions as well about this Vastu Shastra and Graha Sastra. So, thank you, Telugu Prajala Manasakshi, Sakshi TV, me Bhargavi, and Deepika ji. Waiting to catch up with you again next week. Thank you all.